This is another episode of me documenting the day-to-day process that I'm taking to achieve long-term consistency in the financial market. And today is a really frustrating session. But you know what? I'm not going to let this situation affect me mentally. I'm not going to carry the P&L from today outside of the market and let this weigh me down. I'm not going to let myself be frustrated with it and just sit here and get pissed because of what happened. Okay, I'm going to take my lessons. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to move on. I'm going to let go of this outcome and accept it for what it is and accept those lessons. So today should have been a $400 day in profit. Obviously, would have taken a huge chunk out of the drawdown. I'm $1,200 in drawdown right now on the Express funded account, my first funded account ever. And I had the bias absolutely correct, and I had the sell absolutely correct and perfectly timed, of course. But what happens? Well, I'm swinging one contract because I'm trying to get out of this drawdown. I'm working my way out of it very slowly. And when I trade one contract, what I tend to do is go for further objectives because that would cut down the drawdown more, right? So I ask more of the market. And when I ask for more of the market, every single fucking time it comes back and I walk away with nothing. So again, $400 day that I should have had comes back on me, stops me out for $5. So let's get into it. The first thing that I did when this session was over was, well, I went into the daily review, right? And I learned all my lessons, got all the lessons out, what I did wrong, what I did right. But then I also journaled this and just coaching myself out of this situation because this is definitely a huge emotional trigger of mine. The market comes just shy of your take profit, comes all the way back and stops you out, then rolls in your favor. It's really frustrating. And we've all been there many times, right? But professional traders are not going to let this affect them mentally at all. They're going to accept it for what it is, take the lessons, and move on. I'm noting how my emotional, I guess you could say my emotional equity curve, let's call it, fluctuates based on how the market is moving while I'm in open profit. So, how I was feeling going today. I had two potential ideas. Either the high of week is in on Wednesday and the market is now seeking to rebalance the impulse swing made last Friday, and the new week opening gap inefficient, or the market is in consolidation around the daily volume imbalance, takes the daily lows and closes back inside the range, going for unfinished business overnight. What is the stronger pull on price? Well, that would be the new week opening gap that's left inefficient. So the playbook that I'm looking for is my bearish discount gap opening setup, where we have a gap down open. Right here is where we opened at 9:30. And then this is where we settled yesterday in regular trading hours. So if you toggle that on, you have a gap like this. So we have gap down and the market has continued to trade lower. So my bearish discount gap opening setup is simply when the market gaps down and I'm looking for a continuation of that because of the higher time frame narrative and market criteria that I have. So higher time frame narrative is bearish. I'm anticipating Wednesday high of week because Wednesday cleared Monday and Tuesday high at left daily lows stacked below. That typically creates a slide lower, and there's a reason for price to draw lower. The new week opening gap is still inefficient. Monday daily low is directly aligned with 50% of the impulse swing created on Friday that the market has yet to see a discount of. So if we go to the daily time frame, I'll explain what I just mentioned. Here we have Monday, large up day. Tuesday takes Monday's high. But now we have Wednesday that really drives above Monday and Tuesday's high. But look where the bodies of the candles close. They still close inside the daily volume imbalance. They're not willing to leave that. That is an indication of weakness because if the market was bullish, we'd start to see the bodies of the candles begin to leave the daily volume imbalance. But they don't do that. I mean, literally look where the market opened here and closed here. It's not leaving that gap. And then on top of that, Wednesday cleared Tuesday and Monday high, closed here, and then look what we have left below. Wednesday daily low did not take Tuesday daily low, and that typically creates a slide lower in price like what we see here, right? So stack daily lows left, that typically creates a slide lower, and then we have a really strong reason for the market to actually want to trade lower. We have this new week opening gap that's still inefficient. If we go to the 15-minute time frame, you see that Monday did not close in that gap, so we still have a portion of that gap where there's just missing data. There's no trades taken there. The market's going to seek to rebalance that. And then let's go to the 4-hour chart. So we have this impulse swing that was created last Friday. We've made a low here and a high here. If you frame that dealing range and you look for equilibrium, the midpoint, you can see that it's literally directly aligned with Monday daily low. So if there's a convergence there, that's a really strong reason for the market to want to go back down there. I mean, look at the middle of this blue shaded box. It's literally at Monday daily low. So I'm looking at that. I'm like, okay, there's literally a direct convergence there. That's going to be a strong draw. And on top of that, that daily low is sitting inside of the new week opening gap that's still inefficient. So bearish order flow overnight is respected. Everything is telling me that this thing should go lower at the open. Now, the one thing that I didn't like was how price left smooth buy side and we were opening low in the day. But we had market protraction in Asia that has failed and been overlapped by bearish order flow. And price is also respecting consequent encroachment of the daily volume imbalance. Now the lower half must be defended to remain bearish. So on the 15-minute, what I mentioned that I did not like was how we kind of left relative equal highs here. We had a shallow run on this high here, on the Asia high in the London session, only of 1.5 points. But if we look at what the market has done in the overnight session, we have protraction. Asia, we had this huge pump up, clears the high here and here. We have a shallow stop run here, and then boom, bullish order flow fails. Bearish order flow is respected, creates another slide lower. And then going into the open, I'm looking for the market to break lower at 930 because if I'm looking at what we've done up until the open, there's no reason for the market to want to trade back up in this range at all. Why do I say that? Because we've had this large down candle here, but this candle opened and it traded up and it basically rebalanced this entire candle's range, creating an immediate rebalance, and then we closed lower. Now we're sitting across Wednesday and Tuesday daily low. This body's laid across it. That tells me the market's comfortable where it's at. It's not interested in going higher. And there's no reason for it to want to rebalance this. And then on the 5-minute as well, again, bearish order flow is respected. The market's making aggressive down candles that keep coming in. I annotated this as a potential for the market to want to reach up into that. Obviously, it didn't do that, so we can erase that. But if we look at this fair value gap right here, the bodies never leave it, do they? They never leave it. So, in fact, they close below the midpoint. That's a sign of weakness. So there's no reason for the market to want to reach up back into this price leg. We've already done the work here. We've already rebalanced it. It should stay heavy and it should go lower, which is what I was looking for. Now, the trade that I took, well, let's read the trade plan first. So, could be a really large down day that just continues to slip at 930. So right here, you can see that I'm anticipating that 930 move lower, but because we're opening low on the day, I would like to see a retracement that offers short-term premium for me to sell. So that was what I was thinking before I noted the 50-minute. I thought, this is rebalanced. Why would it go back there? It wouldn't. It should stay heavy. Then again, if it breaks at 930, I can read it, and I will play accordingly. So my daily objective is Monday. Dude, the dog is snoring. I don't know if you guys can hear him, but hopefully not. Dude. I don't know if you can hear it. But this big-ass dog just over there snoring. Fantastic. Anyways, Monday daily lows paired with the new week opening gap inefficient in 50% of the dealing range. That's a high probability objective. So I'm extremely confident that the market's going to deliver this level. And that's what I aim for. That's what I set my take profit at. But if we go into the session recording, let me pull it up. 11:13. Boom. So at 9:30, what do I see? What do I see that makes me sell the market literally at 9:30? Okay. Market opens. First thing we do, again, we don't need to go up here because of what I see on the 50-minute and the 5-minute. We don't need to go up there. We have a discount gap opening. I'm looking for lower prices at 9:30. The first thing that we do at 9:30, market opens, trades up, takes minor buy side here, and rejects it. So thinking, okay, be patient. Be a little patient. Wait for the rejection. I'm getting off my trading thing so I don't make any impulsive decisions. And then that's all I need to see. Boom. That's it. So sell there. And again, the take profit objective, where is my chart? There we go. Was Monday daily low, right? So if we drop down to the 1 minute, we can see what the market actually did. At this point in time, how am I feeling? How do you think I'm feeling when I sell the market right at 9:30? Because it's everything that I need to see. And I'm holding for Monday daily low, and we're just dropping right for it. This trade was an emotional roller coaster. And initially, I felt a lot of euphoria. I was on cloud 9. I thought, man, this shit's working. Look what I can do. I'm so good at trading. It's going right for my objective. This is so easy. I got this, right? You know what I'm talking about. You're in open profit. The market's running in your favor. Everything is going as planned. It looks good, and you think there's absolutely nothing that can go wrong. That's when you start to feel euphoria. You feel so good about the trade that you start to become blind to what could potentially go wrong. That's when you move your take profit objectives. That's when you start going for further take profits. And then that is when you're asking more from the market. You're demanding more from the market. You're being greedy. And when you ask more from the market, it is never going to give it to you. Well, sometimes it does. Sometimes it does give it to you. But that is literally 5% of the time or less. When you ask for more of the market, does it give it to you? 95% of the time, and this is what I wrote in my journal, 95% of the time, when you ask for more of the market and you're greedy and you demand more from it, it's going to deny you of it. And then a situation like this is going to play out. So my take profit could have been at the new week opening gap, and I could have just been cool with that. That's a $300 trade. But I put it at Monday daily low because I was extremely, really confident that the market was going to deliver that. So it's not necessarily that I wanted more from this trade. I was just really confident that I have a really high probability day here. We have a nice gap down opening, a very clear bias to me. I think with a very high degree of probability, it's going to deliver Monday daily low. But even then, I don't know how it's going to do that. How it's going to do that could come back on me and stop me out before it does, right? Which is why trading more contracts makes trading a bit easier because you can take partials and pay yourself. But if you're trading one contract, it is very hard to swing that contract for the objective that you're looking for on that daily range because of shit like this. It could literally come all the way back on you, stop your ass out, and then move in your favor. So you can see where I executed. You can see where my stop loss is. My stop loss is going at the swing high. We've taken minor buy side there. There's no reason to go here. Large down candle produced, or not really a large down candle, but it was an up candle that ended up closing on its low. That's bearish. Good. And then what happens? Well, it just starts dumping in my favor, and I'm thinking, okay, this is good. Now, I caught myself micromanaging the trade, so I took a step back and I started doing other things. I'm flying back home today for the weekend, so I started packing, but my take profit is set at Monday daily low. I'm thinking, okay, we're extremely heavy. We should reach for that. And then again, you can see that I'm in a lot of profit, and I just let the trade do its thing, right? I kind of set and forget. Now, you saw where my stop loss was, right? It was at the swing high here. That never got hit. But if I'm up $300 in profit, and the market's coming back on me, and it looks like I may be incorrect about what the market is doing today because we have this 5-minute inversion for value gap. Now everything is looking fucking strong, and I'm like, shit, what the hell is going on? I'm not going to let that trade turn into a losing trade because that's even more demoralizing than having it come back on you for break even. In my opinion, with noting the way that I feel in these kinds of situations where the market comes back on you. Well, actually, I honestly don't think it makes any difference. If I let this winning trade turn into a losing trade, I let this winning trade turn into a break even trade, I think it kind of has the same effect. What I was thinking about, though, was just protecting my downside. Because, again, I'm still in a lot of drawdown. I'm still in defense mode. I'm not going to let this winning trade come back on me and turn into a red trade and then walk away red on the day when I was up $300. That is definitely demoralizing. But I'm also thinking about protecting my downside. And I'm not just going to let this turn into a losing trade. So although it did not come back and hit my stop loss, I'm not willing to let this come back on me and turn into a losing trade. Because I see all this, everything looks bullish. Although this is not a valid low for me, and I know that. So I'm like, that is not a fucking low, and I know this while I'm in the trade, but it just keeps pumping against me, and I have no choice but to either move to break even or risk having this red trade turn into a losing trade. So I really don't have no choice. I was put into a corner. But I mean, look at this shit. You can't make this shit up. But this will happen to you. This will happen to you, especially if you're trading one contract and you're trying to swing that shit. This will happen to you. The important thing is how you react to this kind of situation. It came all the way back on me. Am I going to let it ruin my day? I'm going to let it get down. Am I going to start criticizing myself? Like, no. Just take your lessons, accept it for what it is, and walk away and be done and come back another day. I got time. That's the thing. I don't need this trade right now. I don't need this $400 trade right now. Sure, it would have been nice, but I have fucking time now. I have a job. I can pay my own way. And I'm just going to show up every day until this works. And over time, it'll play out and I'll be good. I don't need this trade right now. I don't. I really don't. So instead, I'm just going to take the lesson from it and carry it, move forward. And guess what? You think I'm going to make this mistake again in the future? Well, I certainly hope not, because that would be even more frustrating if I continue to make this mistake where I'm going for these further objectives, trading one contract, they don't hit, and then it comes back on me and stops me out. I can literally pull up another trading day where I did the exact same thing, which would be here. Another break even day. So I'm not letting that happen again. But it literally came 25,274 was my take profit. What did I just do here? 25,274 is my take profit, right? The low of this candle is 25,28025. So 6 points. If it went 6 points lower, I have a $400 trade. But it did this before it did that. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to sulk? Are you going to lament? Are you going to feel resentment? Are you going to feel like the market did this to you? Or are you just going to simply take accountability, own up to your decisions, and move forward? I'm going to read a little bit from the journal entry. Let's see. I got some sauce in here. So, note my change in attitude once my expectations are shattered and what I thought to be true no longer is. I cannot let individual trades like this affect my overall mental. How? Accept what is. Don't wish things were different. Take accountability. I made the choice to reach for Monday daily low, and I am 100% responsible for the outcome, not the market. Market just marketed. It didn't intentionally do this to me, but I intentionally set a $400, 200 plus point take profit trading one contract. When I ask more of the market, it refuses to give it to me 95% of the time. The aim should be for small, consistent moves that I know I am capable of. Protect the downside and slowly compile wins. That is the aim. I get put through an emotional roller coaster. This is what trading does if you let it. A professional trader will not go through this swing of emotion because they are seasoned. They've been through it many times and know how it makes them feel. So how did it make me feel? Well, when I'm up $200 on one contract and prices dropping in my favor, I'm on cloud nine. It's euphoric. Start singing songs in my head. I feel successful. I feel like this is finally working. Then the trade turns around and retraces. Everything fizzles out and becomes frustration. Frustration turns into resentment. I start talking to the market as if it's doing this to me deliberately, but it's not. Market is just being market. It's hard to swallow the pill when you're up $300 and now it's down to $100. You know the trade is dead, but refuse to let go. You have to let go. This is, what did I say there? The thing is I have to let go. Let go of this outcome and don't carry it with me the rest of the day. Do not wear the P&L. Move on. I got all the time to make this work, so I'll just keep stacking my lessons while they're given to me. I have time. There is no rush. I didn't absolutely need that trade. Sure, it could have been nice, but that's not what is. What is the fact that I fucked up, and I own up to that. So I refuse to let an unfavorable outcome weigh me down because there will be far worse. Again, this is just one trade in an express funded account while I'm trying to build my way towards consistency. I know there's going to be trades in the future where I literally lose $500,000 in a single trade. How is that going to make me feel? There could be a trade in the future where I'm up 100K and I let that shit come back on me for break even. How am I going to react then? So it's just conditioning your mind to think like a professional trader. Like, we can't allow ourselves to go through these emotional swings because of what has happened. We can't feel like the market has done this to us because it didn't. The market is just being a market. You made all the decisions that led to this outcome of that position. Market didn't do shit. Market was just market. So accepting that and accepting what it is and just taking 100% accountability and moving forward is literally all you can do. There's no point of sitting here sulking and lamenting and wishing things were different when you can't do anything about that. It's solidified. It is what it is. And you can't change that shit. So you have no choice but to take accountability and own up for the actions and decisions that you made. I made the decision to target Monday daily low when I could have just taken off at the new week opening gap, been in and been out and been done. Boom, like that, in a couple of minutes. I wanted more. I aimed for more. This is the outcome that I get as a result, and that's fine. Take the lesson, fucking move on. It is what it is. So don't sit there and be a little bitch, okay? Grow. Grow from it. Seriously, grow from it. So I'm going to show up tomorrow and I'm going to do the same thing. The same process that I know that works. The same edge that I have that works consistently. As you can see, It's just little fucking things that affect the outcome of that trade. And this has been the theme of my trading for the past over a month now. I've had so many solid trade plans that one way or another just slip by out of my hands and I end up walking away with nothing or even end up walking away red. So, regardless, look at my trading now. I am taking huge leaps in the right direction. I'm trading at peace. I'm taking things slow. I'm not giving a fuck. I'm trading one trade a day. I'm slowing things down. I'm focusing on what I am looking for and I'm executing on that. It's getting good. Yesterday should have also been a green day had I just been confident in taking the sell. But knew the mistake that I made, was able to pull myself out for break even before anything turned into red. So I'm really protecting the downside, protecting that drawdown. It's been how many trading days now? It's been 4 trading days with no drawdown. Okay, the downside is protected, and I will work my way out of this drawdown, and it's gonna take some time, and I'm completely okay with that. I don't care. I'm done. Like I'm done rushing this shit. I am done because that's all I've done for the last 2.5, almost 3 years now, is try to rush this shit and try to get it as fast as I possibly can, and that has not worked. That has literally led to the exact opposite outcome. So what happens when I do the inverse of what has not worked this entire time? Well, I believe that I'm going to get the exact opposite outcome, the one that I'm actually looking for. So let's see what happens when we stop rushing the process and we just go slow. We accept that it's going to take time and just do what we know we need to do day in and day out and let time do the heavy lifting. So that is going to be it for this one. Trading tomorrow. Probably to be looking for sales tomorrow. But again, taking the lessons that we extract from each session and moving forward, that's it. That's all you can do. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.